Hey everyone, how we doing? How are we doing, everyone? Are we good? Do we like? I realize some of you might just be YouTube people. Do we like the new setup? This is where I'll be recording from now on. It looks pretty nice. It looks pretty nice, I think. But yeah, everyone, I got a lot of. I got sushi. I got quite a bit of sushi from a sushi place nearby. So that's what I'm having for lunch today. It's gonna be really good. Uh, So I'm gonna get started on some lunch. How's everyone doing? How was everyone's Christmas and all that good stuff? What were we up to? If I can open the goddamn sushi. YouTube people feels like a slur. Uh, is it intended as such? Maybe. I don't know. We can't talk like that on here. This isn't oh, anyway, yeah, we can't talk like that on YouTube. I don't talk like this on YouTube. This is a Twitch thing. This is a Twitch holdover, saying that stuff sounds like slurs. Hold on, I've got to be really careful opening the soy sauce because I don't want to get soy sauce on my shirt, which I did already. I somehow already got soy sauce on my shirt. That's fucking incredible. Incredible speeds of fucking my shirt. I was trying to put soy sauce into an actual container. Job me. Do I have tissues? I don't have tissues. That seems like a mistake on my part. But anyway, how are we doing, everyone? Yeah, do we like the new setup? I like the new setup. I like the new camera. Well, it's not a new camera, but I like the new camera angle. I like everything about this. Mm. But yeah, we got the new computer at last, so I figure we gotta use it. Is soy sauce gonna come out of my shirt? Probably. Probably fine. I've got to open the ginger as well now. I want a palate cleanser between my thing. Get the fucking ginger out. Come on. Not going well. But I think my shirt's probably fine. It's probably fine. I'm more worried about the desk having soy sauce on it actually. Hold on, I'll be 2 seconds. I'm gonna go see if I have tissues anywhere in this flat. Found a tissue. A single tissue in the entire flat. God, this place really does fall apart when my partner's away. Whew. So how's everyone doing? And yeah, sorry about no video this month. I was super busy not wanting to do the videos. Apparently. Apparently, that was kind of the thing. Or really, I was just knackered. And I'm trying to do this Rome video that's that is taking ages because it's such a massive video. Like the video is I keep changing my time estimate for how long the video is going to be. But like my current conservative estimate is 5.5 hours. I'm not even worried about the tissues, like, for me. I'm worried about it for the desk. I don't want my desk to be covered in fucking soy sauce. That just seems like not a very good idea. But I think I'm gonna have to actually wash my desk after this. Good. Good to know. But for people wondering, I got cucumber maki, salmon maki, and I got some sort of like crunchy salmon roll with me today. That is a problem though. The loud motorbikes are going to become a problem if they start happening during videos. Alright, let's have a bit of ginger. Not all of it. Jesus Christ. A bit more of the ginger. Alright. Also got my favorite drink to chug. We got my favorite. By the way, how's the camera quality looking? How does everything look on your end? I hope it looks fine, because I haven't really had a chance to optimize everything for YouTube. I've only really been doing it for Twitch, and this is just straight up my my YouTube thing. But oh, that's slightly see-through. I kind of like that. But without the what's it? Just without it, just won't have like the Kofi thing and all this other shit. But yeah, it's basically the same thing I'll be recording from now on for videos. Yeah, I got myself Mogu Mogu, which is a Japanese drink. There's a charming twinkle coming through. Well, I won't be wearing the headphones on my I won't be wearing the headphones in the videos. In the videos, I'll look more like this. I'm only really wearing the headphones, even though there's no like audio component to this for me, because my ear's blocked, and it helps me feel more comfortable to have my headphones on. But yeah, trying to angle my head to get the light, but it's not going to work. All right, that's nice to know. Really magical atmosphere. Good. Okay, that's what we go for here. That's what we go for. Let's start the salmon, Maki. That. I got so much. They gave me so much soy sauce at the sushi place. I don't think they understood how little of this I needed, really. Like, are British people drowning their sushi in soy sauce or something? I don't understand why they gave me so much. But yeah, everyone, help the stream. If you do like the stream on youtube.com, it'll make YouTube think that something's going on. Interesting's happening here. Which, I mean, maybe it is. I don't know. I haven't really decided whether this stream's going to be interesting or not yet. Which is probably not a great attitude to take to the whole thing, but it's true. Pretty nice. Bit of a salmon purist, to be honest. I would rather just eat sashimi, but they don't really sell it at this place, so. What's everyone else? Is everyone else having some lunch with me? What are we all eating for lunch then? Go on, share your lunch. I'm assuming people eat lunch around now. I don't really know. Also, don't be used to seeing this part of my hair as black hair, because it's gonna be green in about 4 hours. In about 4 hours, I will have a green bit of my hair. I'm sure we're all very excited to see. Also, no lunch, might have a sandwich. It's good. It's a good choice. I almost just went, fuck it, I'm going to make a sandwich. But sushi place is so close by, I was just like, I may as well go and see what they have. Will that help with the algorithm if we like and unlike repeatedly? No, I think just liking is fine. I don't think doing it repeatedly makes a difference. I don't really understand it anyway. The algorithm's kind of like a myth anyway. It's just like a capricious, like Mesopotamian deity. We don't really understand it. Okay, see, this time when I poured the soy sauce in, I didn't get it on my shirt. See, it's the first one's always sacrificial. I probably shouldn't have worn such a nice shirt to lunch, but you know, I wanted to show I was taking the lunch seriously. You know, just to let you all know how seriously I take our lunches. So how's everyone doing? First of all, if people have joined, how's everyone doing? Second of all, sorry about the lack of video. I ended up bumping one video back to January because I was like, I need to focus on this Rome video. I need to like 100% concentrate on the Rome video. Ended up doing that. Turns out the Rome video really hard, really difficult to make. It turns out. Who'd have thought it was a very, very difficult undertaking to make this video? So that's what I've been doing the whole month without releasing a single video, is just working on this other video. Yeah, that was good. Salamaki's always a banging choice. Right. It's time for the weird salmon roll that I got. It's this massive salmon roll that I'm sure is completely fine. We're gonna see. It's got mayonnaise on it, I think. Let's see. I've never had this from this place before, so you're gonna see me eat something for the first time on stream. That's a very dangerous game to play, because I'm a very picky eater. So we're gonna be finding out a lot about me today. But I've never had this from there. I've had it before in other places, but got crispy onion on it as well. That's nice. They gave me soy sauce with this, which implies I should be dipping it in soy sauce. So I'm gonna give that a go as well. But it feels like overkill, because it's already quite loaded. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, recommend this sushi place if you do live in Nottingham. Go to Sushioka, because they seem like they're constantly like empty, and the place is actually really good, and the lady there is really nice. She gives me discounts because I'm the only person who shows up. But it's surprisingly cheap. I got all this for 13 quid. Which, when you consider my usual sushi bill, is actually remarkably good. Because my usual sushi bill at the actual sushi place is a lot of money. I'm not going to specify how much money, because it's a lot, but yeah. God. There you go. That wasn't what I wanted to do, but it worked. But yeah, I was just working on the Rome video, which is let's see, how far along am I on the Rome video? Let's look at Film Express. Oh, you might hear like audio from Hit Film Express. Just be aware, if you do hear audio, it's probably just sped up audio of me. All right, so where am I at? There you go. Okay. Oh no. Okay. So, the first section of the video, not like the intro section, that's a different section, but the first like actual content section of the video is 57 minutes long, which is a lot. That's like as long as my long videos. So if you take that to like six videos, you're talking about 5 hours and 42 minutes or something like that. And then you go for 5 hours 42 minutes to plus a bit for intro and outro, and you're probably looking at like 6 hours. 6 hours of video. Which is a surprising amount of work. I thought it would just be 6 times the amount of work of a normal video, but it's so much more than that because I've done a completely different presentation style to it. I don't even know if I can show you what I'm doing. I'll try and show you all what I'm up to. Hold on. Let me see if I can show you all what I'm up to with it. Do a little preview. What do I want to duplicate? Probably. Nah, it's too difficult. It's too difficult. Decided it's too difficult. I've decided that it is too difficult for me to do this on the fly, so I'm not gonna do it. I'm just not gonna do it. It's not gonna work. Sushi. So many fried onions on this. So good. Did I actually get soy sauce on my... No, I didn't. Okay, there's no soy sauce on my actual shirt, which is nice. That's a good sign. It's a sign that while it was a complete fiasco at the start, it wasn't a complete write-off. Yeah, that was good. Can recommend. Get sushi for lunch if you can. 10 out of 10 lunch. Also, I'm having to resist the urge to play Yakuza. Because we played it on stream last night. And I had such a fun time. That I'm like desperate to play it more. But I can't play it more. I need to play it on stream. I'm just putting the sushi over there. Sushi box. You're now eating some crisps. Good. What flavor? I'm gonna eat the rest of these crispy onions though. Walker's cheese and onion. That's a solid flavor right there. That's a good flavor right there. I think I would say cheese and onion is probably my favorite flavor of crisp. Safely away from the keyboard, where I spill soy sauce onto my keyboard. And then I'll have a lot of explaining to do because the keyboard was a gift from my partner. She'll be like, "You already ruined it, didn't you?" I'm like, "No, I didn't ruin it. I just spilled soy sauce on it." So I only mostly ruined it in that case. Oh, man. But yeah, I suppose if anyone has any like questions or comments or anything they want to just yell at me right now, that would be really helpful actually. I had one beer last night and I feel fucking exhausted. What's going on? I'm turning 30 is what's going on, I guess. I'm blaming it on the beer, but I stayed up until 4 a.m. So that also probably didn't help. It turns out staying up until 4 a.m. is not good for being well rested. Do you think I would have learned that lesson sooner? But I really, really, really didn't. Yeah, I suppose the thing to mention or talk about is what the plan is for 2024 because I have a lot of things lined up for 2024. Not all of which is feasible because a lot of it is going to be a pain in the ass to do. I have like a general idea for a lot of stuff, but I have no idea. I have no idea what the fuck to how the fuck I'm gonna do some of these. Basically, it's like how many do I have planned for next year? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I already have 12 videos planned for next year. That's too many videos to have planned. Am I streaming tonight? I am streaming tonight. Actually, that's a good point. Tonight we're streaming Crusader Kings 3, but I'm playing against the chat. So, the way that's working is some of the chat, people can. I should probably let people know that they can join the game. but I'm gonna be the Holy Roman Emperor, and everyone else is gonna be various underlings of mine trying to overthrow me while I also try and teach them the game. Which will be fun. That'll be good fun. I think that will go really well and won't be a complete shit show. Let's close that. Discard that. I'm not even sure what change I could possibly have made to the thing, and it's like, you changed something. No, I haven't. I haven't changed a damn thing. Yeah, we've got Crusader Kings 3, which would be good fun. Everyone else is Alien Ant Farm. Yes, everyone else is trying to. I guarantee you, we will be Alien Ant Farmed during the stream. Also, oh, the sun is really not good for this camera. But yeah, everyone else is going to try and bring down the stream. I already said that if they beat me, they get the channel on Twitch. That's I think. That's right. It was Holy, was Roman, was Empire. That's right. Don't get, because Dr. Eleanor Yanaga will show up and yell at me if I start saying it wasn't because of fucking Voltaire. Yeah, you don't summon Dr. Eleanor Yanaga into the chat. that would be very fun, but also like a complete nightmare to have to defend myself against an actual historian about the HRE. Pin Mateo on Keith Starmer. Actually, that's funny that you mentioned Keith Starmer, because Keith Starmer is one of the videos I have planned. Kind of. So, like, okay, so here's the list of videos that I have that I want to make, right? So, obviously, Rome. Well, I say want to make, that I want to release in 2024. Rome, fine, we get it. Rome has become a running joke at this point. It's become, like, the Half-Life 3 of my channel. Except there is actually very clearly some work going towards it. Which, by the way, patrons, if I know that there might be some patrons in the chat, you might get a little sneak peek of the Rome video if I get my shit together and finally finish some of this edit. You might get to see the first part of it. Like a month early, I guess. That infamous SK the Crusader night before early access is being blown the fuck out. So I wanted to do a follow-up to that Liz Truss video, because people liked the Liz Truss video. I think because of how much of a fucking joke she is. I think the Liz Truss video is still my most popular video. Which is a bit, you know, I'm not sure how I feel about that, to be honest. I'm quite pleased with it, but I'm not. Yeah, it is my most popular video. Wow. By a bit of a margin too. Jesus Christ. We did alright this year. We did alright. We did alright on the video front. I think we made some pretty good ones. I want to have a look at something real quick. Yeah, so the Liz Truss video was one that people really liked. Some people took the title of that video way too seriously and just started griefing me in the comments. They were like, oh, you really like Liz Truss, do you? Well, how do you enjoy inflation? I'm like, watch the fucking video. Watch the video, actually. Like, why have you come in? Like, they've seen the thumbnail, which Emma made, which is Liz Truss as Napoleon, which I thought was a very, very funny idea at the time. And they've gone, this person obviously thinks Napoleon is good, and therefore thinks Liz Truss is good, and just come in to scream at me, and I'm just like, that's not what I did. I didn't say she was good. If anything, it was pro Svein Forkbeard content, which I'm quite happy to say. I'm pro Svein Forkbeard. But like, some people got really angry at me about that video, and I don't understand what I did wrong. Like, saying they support Liz Truss. I never said that. No one has said that. Literally, the point of the video is that no one has said that in this country ever. Come on now. Just brilliant. But yeah, I was, so like, as a follow-up to the Liz Truss video, I want to do the Owen Smith video. I want to do a video about Owen Smith. I wanna do the video about Owen Smith and just make fun of Owen Smith for like a half-hour video. I think that would be pretty funny. Because and it is a Keir Starmer video in a way, because we forget Keir Starmer's, that's his guy. That's Keir Starmer's guy right there. Also, my table feels terrible because of the soy sauce incident earlier. That's what you get. If you come to these streams early, you get to see me spill soy sauce all over my desk. Yeah, I'm gonna need to wipe this. Actually, I should probably clean the table anyway. It's looking pretty dusty because no one's been here for a couple of weeks. Right. Okay, enough giving myself chores live. Yeah, I want to do that Owen Smith video, because I just really, really, really want to do an Owen Smith video in the style of that Liz Truss video. Because if anything, I think it's an even funnier type of person. Like, he didn't even get to be the leader. And everyone was insisting he was a great savior. Alright, so I got... So, like, we talk about Keith. It's still in the chat. I was gonna do a video. I planned this for a while, which was that if when general election happened, if when a general election happens, I want to do some videos. I want to like get a video out a week during the general election, and I have like an order in mind, which is I want to go. It's got bright in here all of a sudden. So I want to go. I want to go Tories. I want to go Keir Starmer. I want to do Lib Dems and Greens together. I want to do SNP Plaid Cymru together. And then if there is a very, very noticeable independent running, which I suspect there will be, I will do a video about the very, very notable independent. Because it's free real estate at this point. At that point that would be free real estate. Like I think that would be free real estate, and I would be foolish not to capitalize on it. Especially because there'd be a lot of press about how much of a dickhead that guy is. I think that's my thought there. I actually do have a sort of more out there idea for that, but I would need to get in touch with someone who could help me out with some part of it, because announcing the plan would be a bad idea, because it's only going to disappoint people when it's only going to disappoint when I can't do it or can't arrange it. But yeah, that was the general election plan. Tories, Keith, then Dem Libs sounds good. And it was I think the point of it was that the Tory one was going to be super easy. The Tory one's going to be super easy to do, right? Because it's just going to be me being like, basically, if I could do the Tory video as a short and just be like, the question we have to answer is, should you vote for the Conservative Party at the general election? No, and then cut to the ending, and that's it. That's it. It's over. Okay, so Mark, since you said you craved disappointment, the idea I had was, I could, bear in mind that I'm already doing a video a week, planning to do a video a week during the election. Let's just call him by name. If Jeremy Corbyn did run as an independent, I fancied trying to get an interview with him for the channel. I think he would do it. First of all, I think he would do it. Second of all, I reckon I know people who could at least get the idea in front of him. I was like, interview him. Interview the guy running as an independent and get it on the channel. And I was just like, that's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen. But I would really, really like to try. And also, like, I have a cameraman who might be willing to help me out with some stuff and just record on the ground what's happening. And we can see whether there are a bunch of people being cunts. Like, because my reckoning is, you could at least get Tommy Corbyn. Yeah, that I could get. Yeah, no, I know for a fact that could happen. But I really reckon, if he does run as an independent, that every single 2-bit dickhead from the 2015-2019 period, it's just gonna singularly focus on Islington North. And it's gonna be very, very funny. Like, it will just be very funny. And I think there's a lot of potential for, like, incredibly, like, stupid things to happen. And it would be very good to catch that on camera. Oh, yeah, like, no, yeah, there'd be nasty shenanigans, but I'm just, like, not even for, like, content, but, like, I think for literal documentary purposes, you would need, like, someone at least somewhat sympathetic on the ground with a camera, right? Because there's no chance the press would report it accurately. If something look, I'm not saying something will happen, but if something does happen, the press wouldn't report it accurately. And so you'd kind of want to see what was happening, right? You would think about, like, do we you know, should we see what's happening a little bit? And that would be good, I think. I think that would probably be a good thing. It would be a different video. It would be a very, very different video to what I usually do, which is not this at all. But I would really quite like to try it. But it also might just not be the occasion to try it, right? That just might not be the place or the time to try it. And that's fine. Like, that's okay. You know, that's how it would go. Just wouldn't be the place or time to try it. And it's just, I don't know. There's part of me that really, really wants to try and do that, but also a part of me that thinks just doing a video about it without sort of being in the mix, as it were, is probably fine and is probably going to be much the same anyway. But I would like to try. It's not that far to London from here. It's a bit of a pain in the ass, but it's not that far. Only thing is whether the cameraman would be up for it, and I don't think he would be. He might be, he might not be. Because he'd want to use a drone or something. Like, my camera... Okay, so my cameraman is a friend of mine from university who also has a YouTube channel. God damn it, what's Matt's YouTube channel? Oh no, I've forgotten what my friend's YouTube channel is. That's not good. Or is he taking down his YouTube channel? That's an interesting question. I don't think he would have. God, I'm subscribed to so much nonsense on here. Oh, I know how to find his YouTube channel. I know how to find it. Okay. I just need to go to one of the videos he and I made together. Oh, that's what it's... Okay. There it is. There's Match YouTube. Yeah, aka Matchstick. But his videos are all... Is he still making videos? He's not... Wait, hold on. He's taking his sweet time with it. But yeah, he's... He does drone and 3D printing stuff, which is fine. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. He's not... Wait, Matt made a cyberpunk costume? What the fuck? Oh, because he has a 3D printer. Right, okay. Okay, that changes the scope of one of the videos, because if I could get him to 3D print me some stuff, that changes the scope of one of the videos. I suppose I should lead with the one that changes the scope of. So, all right. So okay. So surprising no one when I say this. I really like Warhammer 40k. I really like Warhammer 40k, and I really like Ian M. Banks' culture stuff, and I really like sci-fi where there's like, and also science fantasy, I guess, in the case of Warhammer 40k, where there's like obviously like immortality is optional and it's just completely fucked everything, or in the case of the God Emperor, it's mandatory. But it just completely fucks everything. So I want to do a video about, like, immortality. And part of it's because of Warhammer 40k. Part of it's because of that guy. You all will know the guy I'm talking about. The one who uses his son as a blood boy. which is one of the most cursed combination of words that I've ever had to say. Like the Blood Boy guy, the guy who's trying to live forever by like literally leeching blood from his son, and also lives the most miserable life in the world. Because the guy's like, I take 46 pills a day and exercise constantly. I'm like, then die. Just die at that point. What's the point of doing this? What kind of life do you actually live at that point? Like, yeah, that guy. Yeah, Mark, you know the guy. The one who was like, I have to get eye drops for my eyes because my eyes are too dry. Yes, welcome to being in your mid-40s, dude. Come on. Who manages to look approximately 3 years younger than his actual age. He doesn't even look 3 years younger than his actual... Hold on, what's the guy's name? Who's the... I think he's called Brian Johnson. Hold on, I'm looking him up. Also, I'll tell you... Okay, this is not me making fun of the guy. I just want to be clear. I'm making fun of him a little bit. But one of the ways that he sort of claims to make himself look younger is that he takes estrogen. Again, not making fun of the guy, just to be clear. But he says that he takes a non-feminizing amount of estrogen. And the thing is, I don't buy that, because I look at some of the pictures of the guy and I'm like, yeah, that's interesting. It's kind of, I was just looking at it like, yeah, that's kind of gender goals a little bit, actually. So I'm just like, I'm not sure that's true, mate. Anyway. And the thing is, he doesn't even, look, the thing is, he's 46. He doesn't even look like a bad 46, right? It's not, he wouldn't look like a bad 46. Skin's actually not bad. But, like, the amount of effort you're putting into it, and, like, you look like a good 46. It's not, like, if you told me to guess the guy's age, I'd have been like, maybe 42 if I was being, in some of the pictures. Some of the pictures, he looks 50. Doesn't he have some weird metric based around erections? Yeah, he does. He does. And okay, alright, so we veered off track, as usual. But, like, you see, like, this guy who's like, I'm gonna try and induce living forever, basically. He wants to stop aging. And, like, that's fine. Well, that's not fine. That's kind of what the video is going to be about. But I'm really, like, interested in this sort of like, not even generation, but there's just this sort of, like, weird death anxiety that a lot of very rich people have. Where I think they've sort of clocked that you can't take it with you is actually true. And they've just gone, no, but I want to enjoy my Dragon's Hoard forever. And, you know, and it's just an interesting set of questions from that, really, that I really want to have a good long think about immortality. But also, the reason the 3D printing was going to be a factor in that is I was going to so I want to do, like, free costumes / special effects videos next year. Oh, not this year. There's 2 days left. That would be a lot of output for 2 days. So I wanted to do free with costumes and or special effects. And I already have 2 of them planned out. Actually, I don't have one of them planned out, but I know what one of them is going to be. But I don't really know if I can actually do it without getting sued. Is the interesting question. Can I get sued for saying the things I'm going to say in that video? The answer may surprise you. It's probably yes. So, you know, I'm trying not to get sued out here, which is well, let's see how that goes. The answer is probably not terribly well. But yeah, I have but yeah, I was going to do the God Emperor of Mankind from Warhammer 40k. Because, like, whenever you see drawings of God Emperor of Mankind, it's dude with long hair. Not beard. Get rid of the beard, but it's dude with long hair. Great, I can do that. In golden armor. That's the problem, though. I have to make golden armor. And that is a surprising amount of work. It turns out... I don't know if you all know this, but that's an amount of work that I may not be willing to put in. But yeah, my non-feminizing amount of estrogen shirt has a lot of people asking questions. Yeah, and the thing is, it's not even like that's a big deal. It's just a really weird thing to have to specify. Like just like no, I don't know. The estrogen is non-feminizing. It's a non-feminizing amount. It's like no one cared. No one asked. Like no one asked. That's the thing. Like immediately going to it makes me think that there's something else going on. Just immediately like, oh, it's non-feminizing. Please don't say it's a feminizing amount of estrogen. And it's like, no one really wanted to know. But now that you mentioned it, it's the one thing I remember about the guy. I'm just looking through the video list. So here's the other videos. They've become videos plural. Because I was gonna do a video about. So let me rewind a little bit. So I was at my parents for a week, and look, no shade on my parents, right? But they are. What's the nice word for what I'm gonna say? What's the nice word for what I'm gonna say about my parents? They're not. They're not given to socializing. They don't like talking. They're not talkers. They're not talkers. They're not interactors. We sit at a table, we eat dinner, everyone goes back to their own thing, and that's fine. I don't really mind that actually. But it leaves me with a lot of spare time when I'm there. And really, what I should have been doing is writing videos. I didn't do that. So instead, what I did was I ended up watching a TV show that got recommended to me on Blue Sky, which is it was For All Mankind. I don't know if anyone in the chat has watched For All Mankind or knows what it's about, but the premise of it is basically, what if the Soviet Union landed on the moon first? And you get some deeply satisfying things like von Braun being like dragged through the mud for being a Nazi, which he was. He was a Nazi. Like he's a Nazi bitch right there. And all sorts of fun things. But you get that, but you get a lot of like the same problems you get with any alt history that surrounds the Soviet Union and the Cold War, which is that no one, like, okay, Americans in particular, and I promise I'm not just bashing Americans for the sake of it, though I am bashing Americans. Americans seem to believe that they won the Cold War because they landed on the moon first, and that they won an ice hockey game that no one... And no one cared about the ice hockey game. Literally no one gave a shit outside of America. I don't even think the Soviet Union gave a shit. We won the Cold War, because I'm reasonably sure if you polled Americans, they'd say Rocky Balboa won the Cold War. Like, they just seem to hyperfixate on, like, sports and space. Because I guess that's easy to understand, because Americans are not... Sorry, apologies to any Americans who are watching this after the fact, but you know it's true. Americans are not intellectual. They're not an intellectual people. It's just a fact. They're not an intellectual people, so maybe that kind of shit's easy to understand. But, like, it pisses me off, because America's the cultural hegemon, so every alt history Cold War thing is, what if America lost a sporting event? Then obviously the Soviet Union would have developed OGAS and automated its planning and therefore crushed the world. Like, that's not what would have happened. Anyway. And it's just a lot of, like, they did kind of win the Cold War. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. I'm not saying they didn't. I'm just saying they didn't win because they landed on the moon or because they won an ice hockey game. Those are not the defining... those are not, like, the moments where you won the Cold War. Like, no, the winning the space race thing is they lost everything except the moon, which is like, all right, fine, you got the moon. It's a bit like being Leicester City at that point, really, isn't it? You won the Premier League once, but what have you done? What have you done for the rest of the time? Just been fucking terrible. But the ice hockey thing pisses me off The like Miracle on Ice shit. They're like, yeah, if we, you know, like, yeah, we won the ice hockey game. No one cares. No one gives a shit. I think that ice hockey game was literally at the Olympics. Like like it was at the Olympics, and let me tell you, no one cares about the Olympics. The Olympics are fucking boring. I'm sorry to say. Okay, I'm gonna go on a rant about the Olympics. First of all, the Olympics are bad for wherever's hosting it. Like everywhere that's hosted the Olympics has had tons of like carry on from it. That's just been bad, just consistently fucking terrible. Second of all, the Olympics are really irritating. Well, they were really irritating back before we had like YouTube and streaming and stuff, because I'm still annoyed about the 2012 Olympics, not because it's like centrist like dream, not because it's like the centrist vision of what the UK should be, but because like so like the Olympics comes on and you can't watch TV. You can't watch TV at that point, right? You couldn't like watch TV because everything would be bumped for like, I don't know, like rowing. And I'm like, I don't care about rowing. I want to watch cartoons, dude. Like I'm 18. So like, yeah, I still want to watch cartoons. I'm 29, I still watch cartoons. But yeah, I'm like, just like, I don't want to watch the Olympics. No one wants to watch. Like, what are the genuine viewing figures? What do you think the viewing figures for the Olympics have been since streaming's become widespread? Probably not that high in the UK. I don't think anyone cares about it. Just yeah. But the moon is basically the only part of the space race they won. They did like one flyby before the Soviet Union. They like outer planet flybys. I'll give NASA this. They did a pretty good job on it. They did a pretty good job on like outer planet flybys. But yeah, it was pretty much just the moon. And it's like, it's not why you won. It's not why you won the Cold War. It's such a, it's, and anyway, the thing that, so like, okay, so first thing is, pissed off that people don't understand what the Cold War was. Second thing that pisses me off about it is, every alt history that's like, what if the Soviet Union landed on the moon first, where that it somehow makes a difference. I don't know how it would, but it somehow makes a difference. Is basically, what if the same things happened, but with the hammer and sickle aesthetic everywhere instead of anything? And it's like, that's not, you're understanding it through aesthetics. You're not understanding anything. You're not understanding what the actual politics of the Soviet Union were. Hello, Katie, how you doing? I'm ranting about alt history, Cold War alt history. Like, you do not understand, like, and this is the other thing, right? So the other thing that I was going to do a video about was, so apparently there's a version of Superman where Superman's like meteor or whatever the fuck he comes to Earth in, like a crate, like it's presumably some kind of like space cradle. It lands in the Soviet Union and not in America, not in like Kansas, and it's just Superman with a hammer and sickle on it. And I'm just like, that doesn't make sense. They would have killed Superman anyway. I think that would have been a much better story, actually, because I really hate Superman as a concept. I actually viscerally dislike the character to the extent that I would be okay with the character being killed over and over and over again. Wow, we're really learning. We learn a lot about me on these streams in particular, because I'm just like, I don't want to hear about Superman or anything. But yeah. So what? That's most of the videos, I guess. Basically doing a whole thing about like Soviet Union themed alt history being terrible. Oh, I guess there's another one. I want to do the Suzerain. So Suzerain is people who watch me on Twitch know what Suzerain is. It's the sort of narrative game that I play on stream, where the devs are super nice and super nice to me about not quite a country that's not quite Turkey, but that is very clearly Turkey. And someone got mad at me about on that video, but that video has consistently got lots of got like a surprising amount of views over time. Like it just keeps getting views over time, and I don't really understand why. But I just but you know, I wanted to do a video about the DLC because people seem to like that video from me. So I'm like, we'll do DLC. We'll do the video about the DLC. That's about the only DC you like. What Superman? I don't really like DC. I don't really like. Do I like DC? Is there anything in DC I like particularly? Not really. I don't think there is anything I really like about DC. I think DC have. I think I'm just annoyed because every time. I think I'm just annoyed in general with the superhero genre because every time we have to reboot it, which seems to be happening more and more frequently every time, we have to do the origin story again. Oh, Red Sun. See, I don't know. I'm gonna watch the Red Sun movie. And I'm gonna see what it's about. But I just, because I saw it in CX and I was like, I need to probably buy this then. I need to probably buy this because I saw it in a shop. So I'm just like, we're gonna watch the Red Sun movie, and I'm gonna judge based on that. But my immediate instinct is, this is aesthetics, not like actual interesting stuff about what if Superman was Soviet. It's kind of like if The Boys. So like, there's the TV show The Boys. If The Boys tried to have like a rival Soviet superhero firm, they would probably just have it be like a nationalized superhero company. But that's not that misses the point of the state ideology of the Soviet Union. You couldn't have like if Superman was if Superman did land in the Soviet Union, he would basically be a GRU agent and you would never know about him. He would never be a public figure. But my immediate impression is that he's flying around like an asshole with a hammer and sickle on his chest, which is cool. It's aesthetically very cool, but it doesn't make any sense. I think the thing with Marvel is they fuck me off a lot less about origin stories. I think there was like this period where DC basically fumbled a lot on its movie stuff, and we kept having origin stories, and that just it's kind of okay. So in the in the video about Rome, I'll tell you this about the HBO Rome video in the first part of it. There is, I think, a solid 15 minutes of that video so far is me complaining about pilot episodes. Like, it's just me complaining about the concept of pilot episodes and how much I hate them. And I think that's probably why I don't like origin stories. I'm like, I don't need this shit. Just get to the bit. Get to the bit, you know? Don't show me like in Superman's case, don't show me Kansas. I've had enough of Kansas. Move the fuck on. Move on. Like, okay, move on from Kansas. I don't need to see Spider-Man getting bit by the spider. I don't need to see Iron Man, in an Afghan cave. I don't need to see this stuff. I don't need it. Just move. Get on with it. You know, I don't need to see this stuff. Just move on. Like, I'm not dealing with this stuff, you know? To like, you have to see the spider bite Spider-Man. Why? Don't. Just move on. No, like, I think that they're operating on the assumption that, like, these aren't massive cultural pillars where everyone alive is basically familiar with the origin story. We don't need to see it. Why are you doing this? Why are you wasting time doing stuff that makes your product worse? But money. But the thing is, like, it's not even but money. The thing about pilot episodes and the thing about origin stories is that they're all universally of low quality. They are the worst part of almost everything they are a component of. Just don't do them. Don't do them. Don't. Or do a pilot episode properly like Rome did. Like, Rome did its pilot episode properly. So do it like that. Or, alright, okay, here's a good example. Here's a good example of how to introduce people to a setting that they're not familiar with. Star Wars A New Hope. Just do it like that. Just die. Alright, you can have an opening crawl. You don't have to do the opening crawl, but you can do something like that and just go right in. Just go. Don't waste your time. Just go. Get on with it. Act like people should know what's happening. And just get on with it. That's the reason they've given plus younger viewers. But we're acting like younger viewers. This is like the thing where people are like, young people don't know what vinyl is. Yes, they do. They have TV. They know what these characters are. They know what these things are. They are aware of it. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me to sort of do that. It makes zero sense to me to be like, we have to spoon feed. Just go, like, Star Wars didn't spoon. Star Wars does the opening crawl and it goes. Like, it goes, right? It just goes. HBO's Rome. Okay, so I didn't remember this until I rewatched the show. HBO's Rome basically has an opening crawl. It has a sequence that's analogous to the opening crawl, and then you're just gone. It goes and it introduces you to stuff, and you don't feel like they're doing exposition at you. It's good. So like Rome does it like A New Hope. The way I describe it in the video and in general is that A New Hope and Rome feel like TV shows that people in those respective settings and time periods would have made. Like Star Wars feels like a film that was made in the Star Wars universe. And that's why it works. And Rome feels like if Romans in the 2nd or 3rd century could make TV shows, they would make Rome. That's why that works. Just go. You don't need to sit around. Because imagine A New Hope. If they did A New Hope now, right? Well, they wouldn't have done A New Hope now. They would have gone from Phantom Menace. But like, imagine A New Hope now. Like, how much bullshit that would be if they made it now. It would just be a nightmare. It would be the worst film ever. And that's acknowledging the fact that, let's be honest, all the family members younger than me ask me and their older siblings brief description, please, because we were alive. Oh no. I haven't had that moment yet because I think I'm on the younger end of my family anyway. But my God, it's gonna get worse as I get older. Yeah, exactly. And if you made A New Hope now, you would have so much stuff being said to you. And that's the main gripe I have with like the constant need to do origin stories and why pilot episodes are bad, is that they're just telling you these things. And I'm just like, don't do that. It makes it like, okay, here's a question for the chat generally. Can you name a pilot episode that is an above average episode of a TV show that like you would genuinely say is better than the average video? And like, can you say any pilot episode that is better than the average episode of a TV show that they're a part of? I like, off the top of my head, Rome, because I just watched it recently, and that's probably about it for me. Like, a lot of friends I know would say Game of Thrones, but I think people forget that Game of Thrones pilot was the most boring episode of TV until the last second of it. Like, the Game of Thrones pilot was boring. I had friends who were like losing their minds about the show, and like it must have started coming out when I was 16. And I went to it, I watched it, and I was just like, this is boring as hell. And then they pushed the kid out the window, and I'm like, okay, well, you know, that's kind of interesting. I want to kind of find out more about that. But like 90% of that episode was terrible. Farscape was really good. I'll tell you something about Farscape is I was probably in my final year of university, and I had just decided I need to watch like something because I like couldn't sleep. So I found Farscape at random. I just put it on and I ended up watching it all night, and I had the worst headache ever, but it was worth it. Because Farscape is really good. Farscape does the Firefly thing of being a space western, but well. Actually, there's a whole like period of sci-fi around Farscape's time. Like, there's that whole period of like TV sci-fi where every single show is structured the same because they structured them all like a Star Trek show. And it just really bothers me that they all structured it the same. And it's like, you don't have to do it like this, you know, just because Star Trek did it. You don't have to do it like that. You can do something else, you know. You can do something different. Actually, I'm just looking through my list of like video ideas right now. And I've written live action Hercules show. And I'm really intrigued as to what I mean by that because I don't remember what show I mean. I genuinely do not remember what show the live action Hercules show is. What do I mean? Hercules the Legendary Journeys. Oh my god, yes. Yes, I think this is it. I was just like, what do I mean by that? Oh god, Kevin Sorbo was Hercules? That seems like... Alright, well... I'm gonna watch the show. I'm gonna watch this. And, early to mid-90s sci-fi was great, then Firefly. The thing is, I think Firefly... I don't want to like attack Firefly because I get that it has a lot of people who really like it. But also, like, Firefly, I think, is remembered fondly mainly because it only had one season. I think that's the main reason it's remembered fondly. I don't think there's any other reason for it to have been remembered fondly. Or as fondly. Like, I think that, like, I think that Firefly is not as... I think that Firefly probably suffered from cancellation, but also, like, if it had a second season, it wouldn't have been remembered as fondly as it is now. There's a few of us who still feel betrayed, but I think I don't think that's... I think that people generally in pop culture remember it more fondly because it only had one season. I think that show was entertaining, but it had a lot less legs than people would have believed at the time. Maybe I'll do a video about Firefly. That might be a fun one. Because it would be a hell of a take to be like, I like Firefly, which is true. But I'm also glad it got cancelled. That's like a nuclear bomb take to deliver. And I feel adequately equipped to do it. I'll explain why when I do... Actually, you know what? I am going to do a Firefly video. That's 13 videos for next year. A lot of them are pop... Actually, wait. Live action Hercules. 14 videos for next year. 14 videos planned for next year, of which 5 are political. So we're really changing the tone of the channel next year, I think. Why have I planned so many videos? What am I doing? I guess it's good that I still have ideas. I guess that's like the nice thing about it all. But yeah, this is where I'm going to be recording the videos from now on. And I think it's nice. I think it looks nice. We got the cute cloud fella. Got a cute cloud back here. I guess a nice background. We're going to get a poster up there, I think. But my partner said I can't get a Maoist poster up there because she has co-workers who visit and they're all from like Taiwan. So they might think I'm a Maoist. Well, whatever would give them that impression. Oh god, there's all sorts of like. I'm being told in my Discord about people being dead. To be fair, okay, to be fair, 5 of those videos are coming out. 5 of those videos are coming out week to week because they're going to be about the election. I hope they call it in the spring. They have to call it in the spring. I can't do it right now. Basically, I need Rishi Sunak to call for a general election after I release the Rome video. And then it's okay. But if he calls it before I release the Rome video, then everything's ruined and it's over. Not to be dramatic, but if Rishi Sunak doesn't do exactly what's convenient for me, the entire channel is ruined. It's probably not a good attitude to have to stuff, but it is how it feels at the moment. I have a lot to do. God damn it. I'm trying to find where the dickhead of the day is on. Because people keep telling me stuff in the Discord and I just keep not paying attention. Did they just put it in the general chat? Yeah, they did. The budget is Wednesday, 6th of March, so having it on the same day as... shit, yeah. That's a good point, actually. They'll do a budget where they cut taxes, do an election, lose. They'll lose to Keir Starmer, and then we'll have to deal with fucking Keir Starmer as Prime Minister. The thing I'm not looking forward to... Okay, so, like, one of the videos I have planned for next month is I want to... So, a while ago, I did that video where I dressed up as Palpatine, where I talked about lesser evilism, which feels like I kind of missed my own point there, really, actually, now I think about it. But I want to do that video again, basically. But I want to do it when there's elections close by. Because a lot of what I'm seeing at the moment is Americans, in particular, who are getting really mad at British people who don't like Joe Biden. And I get that, like, by conceding the American War of Independence, British people kind of conceded the right to have an opinion about who governed America. That is until America becomes world hegemon. And then it turns out we do actually need to have an opinion. We do need to have an opinion. Sounds like they'll be messing with inheritance tax to get the boomers to vote for them. The thing is, I don't even understand why you give a shit about inheritance tax. You're going to be dead. Who gives a shit? If anything, if I was the Tories, I would raise inheritance tax because boomers hate their kids. I would raise inheritance tax. If the Tories spun in raising inheritance tax as teaching those no good millennials a lesson, they would absolutely go for it. And they'd probably win in a landslide now I think about it. Like, we can't allow the young of today to just coast by on their parents' gains and then raise inheritance tax. So we're gonna screw over the young, and they'll win. But the problem is that Keir Starmer's a waste man, as is well documented, and he'll somehow lose the election. But you know what? I'm gonna look at opinion polling, or maybe not that election. I don't want to see that election. Why are you telling me about that election? I mean, Keir Starmer's already sliding a little bit in the polls. Come on. Keir Starmer's not even 20 points ahead. I mean, ooh. Could be some trouble if he's not even 20 points ahead at the moment. Yeah, I don't really get the I don't really get the Gen Xers, to be honest. They just seem mad that they sold out and that they didn't, and that no one else is selling out who's younger than them, so they just feel really uncool. Which they are very uncool people. And that's okay. You can, like when you'll laugh your ass off if Keith loses. Keith might. The thing is that like the Tories are cooked, right? They're like properly cooked. It's over. They've run out of road. Like the second that you've done Liz Truss, you know you're out of road. You're done. It's a matter of time at that point, if nothing else. So you're a Gen Xer. I mean, you didn't sell out though. but but he might look. The thing is, you have to sort of be like, how could he lose? And the thing is, he's deeply unpleasant to watch. Like whenever every bit of press coverage I see of him, he looks like a dickhead. Now look, the Tories are such like dipshits that they've basically handed it to him already. But he might Theresa May it. That's the thing. He might just Theresa May it, and there'll be a hung parliament. I mean, the funniest possible outcome, in my opinion, is that the Labour Party and the Liberal Democrats are exactly one seat short of a majority. And then you can, and then the one seat is Jeremy Corbyn. As independent Jeremy Corbyn gets to decide who the Prime Minister is. I think that's the funniest possible outcome. And it's not impossible either. Actually, I'll tell you what's funny. I promised I'd talk about, like, Christmas. So I'll tell you two stories. One that's related to this and one that isn't. So, first story that's related to this is I was talking to my dad about, like, election. Because they live in the constituency that's called Wokingham. They don't live in Wokingham. Because it's terrible. But their MP is John Redwood. And they're like, well, we're not gonna vote we're not gonna vote Labour. And I was like, okay, but like, you were yelling at me about not voting Labour for a bit. What changed your mind? It's like, this Gaza stuff changed my mind. So like, the Gaza stuff's pissed my parents off, who were like, yeah, well, you got to vote for who's going to get rid of the Tories at a certain point, because you're not voting to abolish capitalism, so just get the Tories out, right? And then they went, nah, fuck it, this guy's a racist, we hate him, he's a ham. Fuck it, like they just immediately pivoted on the Gaza issue to the position I was telling them all along. They're like, we learned our lesson from Tony Blair, we're not voting Labour. Great. Thanks, parents. The other thing is, my dad has got into beef with the binman. You used to live in Woking when you were in uni. So did you go to uni? Did you go to Reading Uni, and then you must have lived in, like, Lower Early, I would guess? Or did you live in actual Wokingham and bus into Reading Uni? Because that sucks. Because I'm from Early, as people will know from the train picture. My parents have John Redwood as MP, and John Redwood is a really bad guy. The extent to there's a funny John Redwood story. Yeah, near the Big Asda. Yeah, I know, because there were uni accommodations are down that way. Yeah, we used to play football near the Big Asda. There were these sort of courts where we would play football in because we couldn't afford to go to the leisure centre. So we just meet up there and play football. Basically, FIFA Street made us play football on tarmac. Made us think that playing football on tarmac was remotely acceptable or a good idea. Made us good at football. But it didn't make us very... It meant we shredded our legs a lot. But I didn't live near the Big Asda. I live up in Early. So it was like I had to go through the lake to get to the Big Asda. But luckily, because I lived the furthest away, I would go collect everyone on our bikes. That was good times. But but there is a John Redwood story. There are multiple John Redwood stories I could tell, but there's one that I can't tell on stream because my dad will kill me. But there's one John Redwood story I can tell on stream, which is people who don't know, I'm part of the first university cohort who got the 9K fees. Which is terrible, and I hate it, and I look at my student loans like, what? That's never getting paid. I'm never going to make that much money ever anyway, so, like, who cares? But after the coalition came into power, John Redwood came to my school to sort of talk to the students and like take questions. You know, MP shit. It's MP bullshit, right? And the thing is, John Redwood voted for the Iraq War, and at my school, the area I lived in is like surprising. You wouldn't think that it was as diverse as it is. It is surprisingly diverse. So at my school, like a solid quarter of the school year had a Muslim background. And everyone there was getting 9k fees, because pretty much everyone from my school went to uni. They were like, everyone who went to sixth form went to uni, except like a couple of people. So everyone just basically lambasted John Redwood for like 45 minutes about the Iraq War and tuition fees over and over and over again. And okay, so it got so bad that that our head of sixth form apologized to him. Even though she said to me she agreed with everything we were saying. She apologized to him for for us being like, we were all 17, so like we're obviously 17, 18, so we're obviously going to be dicks about it. But she apologized to him, and he wrote a blog, because so John Redwood was kind of an early... So there's one thing I do think is kind of to John Redwood's credit, which is that he was like an early adopter of stuff like websites and blogs and all this stuff. So he had a blog on his website. He deleted this blog years later, where he talks about visiting my school and just basically cried about getting owned by a bunch of teenagers on his MP's blog and thought it made him look good. So we just the most prominent case of not mad that I've ever been involved in, I think, before I was on Twitter, was probably the John Redwood one. Because it was just incredible. He was like, they just talked about the Iraq War and tuition fees. I don't understand why they did this. And it's like, well, like, most of us are, like, a quarter of us are from Muslim families, and also, like, we're getting stuck with 9k fees. What did you think was gonna happen, buddy? He was genuinely confused and hurt by it. It was so funny. God, what a chump John Redwood was. Actually, wait, am I on the notable alumni for my school? I'm gonna have a quick look. I wanna just like notable former. I hate the notable former pupils bit of my school, because do you want to know who the most notable former pupil of my school is? Who's not a professional footballer? Because there's quite a few professional footballers. It's Matthew Syed of the fucking Times fame. The baldest product of my school, which is impressive because it's a very bald school. Oh, my school got a new thing in Reading, huh? But yeah, big dislike. Reading just produces dickheads. I think that's the thing. I think that's the thing that I keep learning. Whenever I learn that someone either went to my school or is from Reading, they're almost universally a dickhead. Like, just almost always. Also, they changed the motto, which is good, because my school used to have a Latin motto, or at least I assume it's Latin. I don't actually know what language that is. Or it might be French. I don't know what languages are. They also changed the houses. I don't know. Yeah. Chris Tarrant, Ricky Gervais. I mean, that's a big one. Jeremy Kyle's from Reading. In fact, from the same part of Reading I'm from. Just like, imagine, like, hold on. People from Reading. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do it. List of people from Reading, Berkshire. Alright, let's go. Let's do it. Let's have a look. A lot of footballers. I mean, I guess it's a big town. Jamie Ashdown. Very bad goalkeeper. There's the guy who was the governor during the siege of Reading. Jane Austen from Reading. There you go. I'm going to see if there's any names. Adam Bolton is from Reading. No! Are you kidding? Adam Bolton is from Reading? Are you... What? No! Also, Charlie Brooker from Reading. Oh no, it's bad. It's already really bad. Oh no. Oh, the original vocalist for Uriah Heep is from Reading. That's kind of okay. The co-discoverer of hyperons and mesons, also from Reading. Let's see. The C surnames seem to be fine. They seem to be okay. A lot of members of Parliament for Reading are from Reading, which I think is okay. I think that's fine. I think that's alright. One of them's still alive. Jesus. Henry of Essex. Loser of a trial by combat. Oh my god. Oh no, this town is not sending its best. Oh, Abbott Cook. Yeah, why not? Well, Abbott Cook. They used to have a... Michael Foot from Reading. Didn't realise that. Ricky Gervais, of course. Ricky Gervais, we know about that. Fran Kirby, the footballer, I know her. Jeremy Kyle, of course. It's John Medeski, yeah, alright. What else have we got? Oh, Kate Middleton's from Reading. That's good. Fuck. It's just... Oh yeah, the most cursed person from Reading. I completely forgot who the most cursed person from Reading is, because he's not got a Wikipedia page. So do you know how, like, capitalists are obsessed with controlling your time? Inside and outside of work? Do you know how they're obsessed with doing that? Well, the guy who invented that is from Reading. It's a guy called Richard Palmer. And yes, he is, like, the great-granddad of the guy who started Huntley and Palmer's, the biscuit company. So yeah, that guy's from Reading. That's good. We're doing good. Matthew Syed, also not good. Went to my school. Chris Tarrant, yeah, there it is. Rob Wilson's great. He was a great Tory MP in that he just said what he said. He gave his honest opinion about the electorate, which was that he just called, like, most of his electorate sore losers, then lost his seat in 2017. It was very funny. So the guy being like, continuing the tradition of being a fail son, indeed. But yeah, Richard Palmer is the biggest dickhead in history, possibly. He's probably... It's impressive. It's impressive when you think about how mundane a place Reading is. Exactly how many lives have been ruined by people from Reading. Because if you just include Richard Palmer into it, right? If you just count Richard Palmer, he's ruined the life of everyone who lives under capitalism except for capitalists. So if you just take him, Reading has single-handedly ruined the lives of almost everyone who's lived since the 17th century. Well, mid-17th century. Depends where you draw that line. Probably 18th century, let's say, for sure. Like, so he's ruined the lives of everyone who has existed since the 17th century. 18th century. So that's how powerful Reading is as a place. It has ruined the lives of so many people. What's the population of Reading? 300,000 or thereabouts. Back then it was way less. I'm going to assume it's 300,000. It must be 300,000. It must be something like that. Oh, I guess it depends. The urban area is 337,000, but the actual, like, council area that's Reading is 173,000. Famously, biggest town in the UK. Also, bad news about Reading. More ways Reading has ruined everyone's life. Everyone. Reading is one of the core areas of political support that led to Britain reinstating the monarchy after we executed the king. Horrible town that almost universally produces horrible people and horrible outcomes. Incredible. An incredible town full of incredible people. It's a shame because, like, the town's perfectly nice, but, like, my god, did it fuck up a lot of things for this country? I mean, like, for comparison, what's the population of Nottingham? Give me the city. Don't give me the... Oh, I know all these places because I live here. Right, so Nottingham's population is 730,000. How is Nottingham that big? It doesn't feel that big. Definitely doesn't feel that big. Anyway, everyone, I've got a hair dyeing to do. I've got to go get my hair dyed. Also, my camera's doing a thing. I've got to go get my hair dyed. For people wondering, I need to brush my hair before I go get my hair dyed. But I'm getting an e-girl fringe because people funded my new computer. People very generously funded my new computer that I am streaming from. And so I need to get an e-girl fringe. So I'm going to go and get my hair, this bit of my hair, probably a bit more. I think about it, I'm going to get it dyed green. Which is gonna be great. I'm gonna love doing that. I'm gonna love sitting still for like 4 hours. That's gonna be great. I'm gonna enjoy that so much. So I've got to go get my hair dyed, everyone. So thanks for sticking around. It was nice to do a bit of a stream. It was nice to do something for the channel before because I didn't want to leave the channel with nothing for the month. So I thought like we should do something. This was good. So I'm gonna depart and go get my hair dyed. And actually, I need to brush my hair and find some tinfoil before I go. But I'm gonna go get my hair dyed. Yeah, make sure go check out the Twitch, everyone, tonight, because tonight on Twitch, I am playing against viewers. I am playing against the viewers on Twitch. So go check out the Twitch real quick. I'm playing against the viewers in Crusader Kings 3, and if the viewers defeat me in the game, they get to have the channel. They get the channel. That's it. We're putting everything on the line tonight. So yeah, we're putting it all on the line and seeing whether the channel will remain mine. So they got to overthrow me, or I get to keep the channel, and I get to torture them with content forever. So yeah, that's how that's gonna go down tonight. So make sure you come along for that. It's gonna be good fun. I've got to go walk to my friend's house and get my hair dyed. So with that, I will catch you all on the next video, which will be definitely on the 13th. Like on the 13th, a video is coming out. If it's the HBO Rome video or not, I don't know. That's an interesting question. Who's to say? But yeah, I'll catch you all in a little bit. Take it easy, have a good day, thanks for joining me for lunch.